start with the March Madness thing because I want to end on our special thing because we had an argument about something. We had a group chat going on this weekend.
So stay tuned if you want to see the argument. Differing opinions here.
I definitely want to hear about that.
Let's talk March Madness first. So we finally have come to the time where it is the Final Four of the NCAA tournament, and we have 4 teams left. We have UNC, Oklahoma, Villanova, and a surprise 10 seed in Syracuse. So the matchups are Syracuse.
Very dramatic, John.
Yes. Syracuse will be playing UNC. Villanova will be playing Oklahoma.
2 seed versus 2 seed.
No.
1 seed versus 10 seed.
This is interesting because the 2 versus 2 seed, we really don't know who's going to win. It's a little too close to call.
So let's talk about that one first then.
Okay, who do you think's going to win?
Okay, we have Nova.
I would have to look at the stats.
Nova.
I would have to look.
So Villanova is a choking team. They've notoriously choked. But they made it so far this year.
They really have.
They should have. If they were gonna choke, they should have choked already. It's a different team, obviously. I think Villanova has what it takes. I like them from the beginning. And I never go based on this. I hate that. I hate the fact that people are like, oh, the Jets can't win a playoff game, so
because of the Jets.
Because they're the Jets. I hate that argument.
No, it's like based on the team.
They're the Jets. Like me and John were talking about how the Giants have the best chance of winning the NFC East, but people are debating that because they're the Giants and they don't win the NFC East.
No, it doesn't work.
I hate that. But in this case, I was saying to win all those games, Villanova, I just didn't see it happening. They proved me wrong, and they proved me right at the same time. So I definitely think Villanova has the weapons, and I think they move on. What about you?
I disagree. I just agree. Yeah, Villanova. I think I didn't have either team making it this far.
Forget about brackets. So, I'm not talking about brackets. Those went out the window a long while.
UNC is my only team left in the bracket. But let's move on to UNC, the more interesting game. Do you see an upset happen there? Do you see an upset?
Well, first of all,
one of the best teams in the nation, ranked that way and playing that way, versus a team that came out of nowhere to some people. But you disagree. You say they shouldn't be 10 seed.
They came in based on the committee. So this is a committee-chosen team. They didn't win their way in.
Okay.
I said from the beginning, from when they came in, I said this is not a 10 seed. The fact that they couldn't win their way in and they had a terrible last stretch didn't take away from the fact that they are a terrific playing team. And if they weren't playing in the brackets, if they weren't playing Michigan State, I would have had them advancing, but I had them losing to Michigan State, but we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee, thanks a lot.
But Syracuse is not a 10 seed, and I posted that on my Twitter feed.
You rarely post, but you had to post that.
I had to post that. I said Syracuse is not a 10 seed. They're simply masquerading as a 10 seed. This is a team that deserves, I'd say, a top 5 seeding. And they're just sneaking their way through as a 10 seed.
Low-key sneaking their way through.
But now they have to face UNC.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
So I want to root for Syracuse being a New York guy, being a guy who loves the underdog.
Absolutely.
Being a guy who doesn't have UNC in his bracket now. So I'm going for Syracuse. But in the end, you're going to see it's going to be UNC.
I completely agree. It's too hard for a 10 seed to upset. But I'm gonna say this. If Syracuse beats UNC, they win the championship.
Oh, if Syracuse beats UNC, because there's the only doubt in my mind is, can they beat the caliber? They're a great team. Syracuse is, I said, they're a 10 seed, they're a 5 seed masquerading as a 10 seed. But either way, they're a 5 seed. And this is UNC, who's a 1 seed. If they could prove that they could play to the caliber of a 1 seed, sure they could win.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
That part of the bracket, you have UNC playing Syracuse. One of those teams are going to win the national championship.
It's going to be fun. I don't think. I think whoever wins that game wins the national championship. I agree with you 100%.
So our last topic.
We'll stay with basketball.
Our last topic. Knicks and Nets. Now, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to bash them again? Say how terrible they are? No, not this time. We're actually going to look to better times. We're going to look to the future when the Knicks and Nets are good again. We don't know if that's next year.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Or 100 years.
Let's not go that far. I asked the question. We were talking in a group chat with, it was us, Ethan Illers, we had a couple more guys. We were just talking, and I brought up honestly, we were bashing the Knicks and the Nets.
Yeah.
But then I brought it up, I said, when this happens, in 100 years or so, when the Knicks or the Nets make the playoffs, which one makes the playoffs first? So we had that argument going on. Not an argument, we had that debate going on.
Let's just introduce. You say who?
I said that the Nets have the better chance.
I say the Knicks have the better chance.
And then I'm not going to bring up other opinions. This is not like when we did our Super Bowl predictions.
Ethan says, whoa, just take it easy, man.
But we definitely, it's not, honestly, this debate can't get too heated because they both are terrible, and I don't see them do you see them either making the playoffs in the next 2 seasons?
I say the Knicks could.
In the next 2 seasons?
Yes, absolutely. Based on free agency. If they have a good free agency season, if Phil Jackson does what he needs to do, if he brings in a name like Kevin Durant in free agency, I say the playoffs. I say you have to at least consider the playoffs because this is a team, the Knicks, that this year were actually competing at a point, and they competed because they had Porzingis playing well and because they had Melo playing well.
So I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna contradict you, and then I'm gonna give mine.
Yes. Okay.
So I think you're right. I think they have every bit of potential to be the best team, but here's what has to happen. They need a star player to come to the team. They need to get rid of this triangle offensive scheme.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
They need to fill a whole bunch of other holes. They need Melo to start acting like he's the star player of the team and start playing like he deserves the money. And they need Porzingis.
Well, he's playing that way. He's just not acting that way.
You combine LeBron argument.
Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of haves to happen, They need to happen. I said that so wrong. They need to happen. No, you got your chance.
Okay.
I'll give my argument for the Nets. We have a minute. We have 2 minutes. 2 minute warning. Oh God, I feel like the Giants trying to manage the clock.
Okay, keep going.
They need to have all those things happen. It's so tough. It could happen, and if it does happen this offseason, I'll flip flop. I'll go and say the Knicks have the better chance. But as of right now, they have too many positions to fill. The Nets, we came into the season thinking the Nets could win the East. Not win the East, they could make it in the East. No. We said that they have every bit of opportunity to make it in this East. It's a weak East.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah, but that's because a whole bunch of teams are overperforming and or underperforming. The Nets are underperforming by a mile, and we said that at the beginning of the season. We were bashing the Nets, particularly because we put them on a little bit higher of a pedestal than now they deserve. But I definitely think they have more weapons than the Knicks do as a team unit. And I think if they decide to play, you got guys that could play. You have a guy that plays better. These guys have no point guard.
What are your names?
You have Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. But when you talk about it...
So Brook Lopez is better than Melo?
No, but is Melo playing well?
Yeah.
You have Melo and Porzingis, but they can't play as a team. They're not winning games. The Nets, even though the drop-off is just not there. The Knicks have Porzingis, Melo, my hands are high right now. Porzingis, Melo, then drops off with the other players. You have
Robin Lopez plays
and then
pretty well.
You have more of a step ladder with the Nets, I feel. Like you have guys that they're not bottom of the line. If they play like a team, if they play like they were supposed to at the beginning of the season, I feel like they have less positions to fill. I feel like they could definitely do better.
So we could definitely have gone more in depth with this debate, but we do not have any more time
We have
left.
5 seconds on Spreaker. Thank you for tuning into the Man Cave. Okay, that's gone. Okay, but we're still on with YouTube.
For about another 5 seconds. So thanks for watching the Man Cave Live. I'm John Jackson.
Raphael Elliott.
See ya.